Hey folks, thought of recording a video for you because we are very close to a reversal point, and in the whole Substack post today, you have seen me talking about huge bearish divergences being seen at different levels. And though my opinion is that we may still see one more high, but I want you to be prepared for if it doesn't, and there is a reversal by breaking the key levels. Right now, when the key levels break, it doesn't mean that you go short immediately, but that's your first signal that reversal is in the making, right? And we need to understand that we don't trade every leg, but we are looking for a right level of entries, right? So when we were in an uptrend, we were talking about where the demand levels are, right? And like 5447 was one of the demand level that has held all through the week, and we are still above that, right? But when the trend changes, we look for the supply levels, and once there is a confirmation that okay, we made a lower low, then we see where the supply exists, and then we look for shorts if that supply is going to resist. So let me just draw something for you so that you understand the supply and demand and the Elliott wave counts as well, and how to interpret the levels that I share in my Substack, right? So let's just see, there was a trend, a downtrend, right? And we had a change in the formation by breaking this previous high point here, right? Previous high pivot point here. So we broke the structure and made a new higher high, and now we are coming back down to retrace some part of it, probably retracing 61% to 78% fib ratios, or whatever the demand was formed here, right? And post that, we bounce back, we break this high and start establishing new highs right on the way, and do let's say a wave 3, or wave C, or whatever you want to call it, right? But let's just say wave 3 for now, right? So wave 3, another a higher high made compared to this, and then we retrace for wave 4, and then a wave 5, right? So you see here, there are a few things happen. Like I said, one was the change of character here when uh, this high broke, COHCH, change of character. And then we had this retracement possibly to, like I said, 61%, 78%, yeah, somewhere in between. And then you have a break of structure where you break the previous high and then you rally, right? So a boss here, which is basically a break of structure, and you're going high, right? So what you're establishing, that once you break the structure, you established a zone here, which is your demand zone, right? So this is a valid demand, and this wave doesn't go just as straightforward as this. You know that the wave 3 will have its sub waves as well, where there will be a one high, and then we scroll back, or retrace back to come and test the demand, and then we go high, and then test in between some demands which are formed here, right? And then go high, right? So this is how we have been trading for last so many months, that every up move has somewhere a balance zone, and that becomes a demand. We break out from that balance zone, come back and test it, and then we bounce again to make a new high. So higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. Right now, what you see in the Substack today, I'm talking about that. Let's say 5447 was my level, which was tested on on the Friday again, or has been holding for the whole week, right? So what I'm looking at right now is that similar way the trend changed here, and the change of character happened, below here, right? I'm looking at the same thing, and let's say this is my 5447 level, and on a Friday, after making a new high, we came down. We came down right close to, let's say, somewhere around here. It didn't touch the exact 5447 level, but here. And now what I'm all saying in my post today is that as long as this low is not broken, anyways, the trend is not broken, right? Which means we trend higher. But if this trend breaks, at least you will form first change of character here, right? So let me just mark it as change of character, right? And once this happens, doesn't mean that you start shorting as this breaks, because what happens that you're gonna hit one of these demand levels right here, right? For instance, I've shared 5420 or 5400, right? And you hit this, and there will be a very sharp rally coming out of this, because this demand, will make a bounce, because there are still buyers sitting there who find value in that level and want to buy that level, right? Now, since this break change of character has happened, now suddenly a supply zone has been formed somewhere here, right? For which I have shared 487 as a level, which will become a supply zone if we have this change of character, right? So once we see a change of character, certainly you can scalp a bounce from the levels of 50 420, 5400, wherever it comes, right? You can certainly buy for 5487, but then we are looking at some sort of a move going to that supply zone. It could be an ABC, like a zigzag. Generally, the first retrace is followed by a very sharp retracement, so generally it is a zigzag move which is very sharp. Or it could be something of a flat sort as well, like double bottom bounce and all that, right? So we have to interpret what this bounce really means, and is it gonna just get rejected from the supply level? And if the supply gives you a big rejection, right, this that is where we know that the trend is changing. You can try to take a shot at 67% with the stop loss at the highs. That's one way of trading it. It's a high risk reward that, okay, if the supply is breached, you pretty much know that, okay, it's making new highs and all that, and you can of course cover it either as a stop loss or on a retracement, because again, making a new high, it's gonna come back to test the demand that it created here, right? It doesn't go straight forward up any time, right? So right, so if this goes up, this will come back down here and then move up again, right? So there are many ways to kind of trade that. But your real reversal happens only, like I said, there was a break of structure. If there is a change of character here, once it goes up and tests this supply zone, it's going to do another change of break of structure once it breaks this line on the downwards. And if you are not short here, you will be taking a short here, because then we are looking at whatever the next leg is. It's going to extend to 100% or 161%. This is another area to take the short. I mean, generally a preferred short is a supply zone because your stop loss is very close, but you can always take at the breakdown as well. It will become your head and shoulder, if nothing else, as a as a pattern as well, right? So this is where we need to kind of focus next week. What happens, whether 5447 breaks, or we kind of go higher first, and then touch those 55 60 55 80 levels, and we take a short there, right? No reversal confirmation, no shorts. I mean, shorts has been painful, as I said. Even if you try shorting this first break of structure down here, right, it can be very painful with just this bounce, right? And then you are in a dilemma whether it's going to make a new high or not, right? So do not short the change of character. Let it bounce back, come to the supply zone. This is where your high risk reward short comes. Or if it doesn't even do this, then we are going higher anyway, and we'll take the shots as it gets close to 55 60 55 80, right? So just wanted to record this so that you understand what this really means. We have covered this few times before in my Discord, but I hope the Substack users and my followers on Twitter kind of leverage this as well for their trading. Thank you very much. Hope it helps. Have a good day. Bye bye.